Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God. Chubs Gone Wild.
Hey there, welcome to Chubs Gone Wild, episode 587, recorded on Monday, April 7th, 2025, where it is 68 degrees and cloudy in Chubland. I thought it was supposed to rain this morning.
It did.
It did? What time?
4 o'clock.
Oh, and were you up to see it?
Fuck you.
It's 13 days till Easter, 207 days till Halloween, and 262 days until Christmas, when we get the gift of... I don't know anymore. Do we get any gifts? Well, here's a gift for you. Today's affirmation. I look forward with joyous anticipation to each day. Life is good.
I agree.
Me too. I feel so much better. And you know what else makes you feel better? Patreon, which offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like My Life in Fragments podcast, books, videos, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, and DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brothers Donatus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose Pete. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame so that we can add your name to that roll for as little as $1 a month. All right, and for our patrons, just letting you know that today the poetry books that were signed went out to all of you. So thank you very, very much for all that, and enjoy. Oh, my goodness, the neighbors' dogs are just crazy today. Crazy like history, because on April 7th, 1949, the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical South Pacific
What a
opens.
fabulous segue. Go ahead. It was terrible.
Opens at the Majestic Theater on Broadway in New York City. The romantic musical about World War II, which touches on controversial racial themes, goes on to run for almost 5 years, becoming one of the most popular musicals of the 1950s. The show won 10 Emmy Awards, and 6 decades later, its Lincoln Center revival would earn another 7, making it the most
Tony Awards. Tony Awards, not Emmy Awards.
Whatever. The most Tony Award winning show in New York theater history. That's just amazing. What a wonderful flashback. Actually, I had the cassette when I was a teenager, and I did listen to it a lot.
Well, see, I thought my problem was that the songs... okay, so you've got the sailors singing There's Nothing Like a Dame when they should be singing I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I always hated the fact that Nellie was... They always portrayed her as this young girl, but she was a head nurse.
Okay.
When Glenn Close played it, it was closer to the actual age. That's why it was so shocking, because here's this young nurse falling in love with this 60-year-old man, businessman. Mm-hmm. But it should have been this 40-year-old nurse falling in love with this 50, 60-year-old businessman who's sweeping her off her feet. Also, the gay guys, the sailors, just There's Nothing Like a Dame. I mean, if you're doing a drag show, maybe, sure. But it always just seemed because there it's I'm sorry, you have the dancers who are the supporting guys, they're the
Hmm.
swings, and it's just like it always made me laugh. Always made me laugh.
I loved the rendition that the I think it was the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus did of it, or it was the LA, one or the other. Just really, really fun. And of course, you love Bloody Mary, right?
Yeah,
Ah,
especially with bacon and fried chicken connected to it.
yeah. Don't. I haven't eaten yet, so don't get me started.
Either have I.
Oh, well, you just say something. Hmm.
Well, I was gonna have some spicy noodles, but I had the bathroom incident that I told you about
Oh,
before
yes.
the show.
Yeah.
So I just it wasn't in the mood for
Noodles.
anything at that point.
Yeah.
But I'll probably do that afterwards.
That's wonderful. I think I'll have a Marie Callender pot pie afterward. Hmm.
Well, see, what I do is I get the noodles, from wherever the store,
Hmm.
and then I use the broth that I make for myself to give it a deeper chicken broth in
Hmm.
there on top of it, and then they have little spicy packets that are yummy.
Yeah. That's really cool. What I've started to do is I boil boneless, skinless chicken breasts and kind of use that throughout the week. And lately I started to get some rice and then use the chicken broth to make the rice, and mom has been liking that, except we have to be a little bit more sparing with rice lately. Anyway, all right, well, let's celebrate some holidays today. It is AANHPI, Women's Equal Pay Day. I believe that's Asian Pacific Islander, but I'm not totally sure. It's also Empowered Women Entrepreneurs Day and International Beaver Day. Did you celebrate Beaver Day?
Um, no,
Okay. I heard
although
that they
although
kill.
although on the alone, every time they've killed and eaten a beaver, they've had to leave the show. It made them sick.
I would imagine. I mean, they are more scavenger type beetles.
Well, I think it's just it says everything right there.
Yeah.
Eat a beaver, go to the hospital.
Mm. Sorry, Kathy. International Day of Reflection on the 1994 Rwanda genocide. Wow, that is a big, heavy one. Yeah. Um, it's also Snail Papers Day. I don't know what snail papers are. No. Okay, metric system. No, thank you. National Beer Day. No, not so much.
Wait, beer? B E.
Beer.
Oh, I like
Beer. Yeah.
that. Sounds good.
I actually could go for I don't really drink anymore, but I really like the wheat beers uh,
Okay.
when they're cold, but when they warm up, I don't like them. Anyway, it's also National Coffee Cake Day. Do you like coffee cake?
Sure.
I do, but Mormons can't eat coffee cake because
You're
it's
Mormon now?
got caffeine. No, I can eat it. I'm just letting you
Oh,
know that, yeah, Mormons can't eat coffee cake. There was a whole show by like Donnie and Marie on it. It was crazy.
why? It doesn't have coffee in it.
Then why call it coffee cake?
I'm
All
confused.
right. Well, it's National Fun Day. We're having fun. We celebrated one. Yay. Also, it's National Making the First Move Day. So, who made the first move, you or Sean?
Sean,
Mm, yeah, he was good with first moves, wasn't he? Um, it's also No Housework Day. Have you done any no housework?
no housework?
Yeah, no housework.
I don't have to. I've got a maid.
So jealous. Yeah, I did housework today. The first thing in the morning, if there's any dishes, I make sure that they're done. Uh,
That's considered housework?
to me, it is.
Oh,
Because I'm not going to dust. It's also National Pet Health Insurance Day. We actually have two health insurances for our pet. Public Television Day. Sweet potatoes. I don't really like sweet potatoes.
You probably do, but you're just so used to the gross Thanksgiving sweet potatoes.
Oh, that is just disgusting AF. Although Mr. Larry Dean has done a sweet potato before where he sliced it and like kind of fried it, and that was good. I
Yeah,
like
try
that.
roasting. Get a sweet
Hmm.
potato, cut it up into like quarters. Get it, salt it, butter it, or oil it down, and then bake it for like 30 minutes. Fantastic.
I would be open to try it, but generally, yeah, sweet potatoes were not a hit at our house. It's also World Health Day. Did you celebrate your health?
Sure.
Okay, that's good. And it's also World Health Organization Day. Did you celebrate your health organization?
No, I did not.
Damn it. Okay, well, that was the holidays for today. And Lord be that we actually celebrated a few of them. It was quite interesting. All righty, Roo. It's time to celebrate some birthdays, and we got a lot coming up. Happy birthday to author Alma Pagan. Also, thank you, Mr. Sage. Let's see. Happy birthday to Monty and Matula. Upcoming birthdays. Happy birthday to Jessica, Randy, Alan, Kyle. Oh, it's Kyle from the oh gosh, Gayish podcast. I knew it was in there. Also, Joe, TJ. We have Candace, Brett, uh, Garrett, who is formerly known from the Tiggercast podcast. And if you recognize that, you are awesome. Also, Mike, Jack, and Michelle. Happy birthdays to all of you. You are awesome. Oh, look, Corey Hart sent me a friend request. Girl. Talk about scam. Because he's
I
already
know.
my friend.
Well, you know what what I think is interesting about that is it's actually I don't know how they duplicated the actual page
Uh-huh.
with the number of people, because it's like, you
Yep.
get scammed by someone they're scamming you, and you're like looking at the actual page of whoever who they're trying to portray, and it's like
Mhm.
they have the same amount of people, same amount of followers, same amount of friends, whatever it is.
Yep.
And it's weird, and it's sad because you think you're special.
I know, right? But nope. That reminds me, speaking of special, I wonder if I can find it without taking too much time here. Do probably not. Maybe I'll have to find it during your week. Oh, there it is. So, I had posted on one of those things. They're like, a movie that if I haven't watched, that you would tell me I have to watch. Well, I said Troop Beverly Hills. I know it was just one of those things where they were listing dumb things, so I listed that, which I actually do like that movie. Well, I actually got a like on that from Isabella Rossellini, the actress.
I know who Isabel Rossellini
Yeah,
is.
right? And I'm like, okay, no, that has to be fake. That has to be like a fan account or something. But I looked it up and it's not. It was really her.
Yeah,
So I thought that was like
it's
randomly
it's
interesting.
it's probably not.
Oh, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Barry Manilow
Yeah.
keeps
Okay.
begging
You know
me
what,
to friend
Miss
him.
Betty Buckley, best friend? Don't
But
start with me.
no, there's a difference.
What?
Yeah.
They're both real?
Okay. You go ahead. And I'm sure you're related to Isabella Rossellini too. So go ahead.
Oh no.
Come on, you're related to everybody, of course, through Jesus, but
Well, you
and
on my
Adam and
father's
Eve.
side,
So
so I mean that's close to Jesus.
okay, you go
Hmm.
ahead. It's
All right.
just gonna get
Moving
more ugly if you try
on.
to fuck
You
with
know
me.
what? It's time for the feedback. Are you ready? So Sean wrote in and said, I liked Ben Affleck as Batman too. And also, that is not the second Batman. Discouraging that DC has never been able to get its act together to create a consistent cinematic universe. Amen to that. I like a lot of DC characters, but they just, as soon as they get something good, they just fuck it up. All right, a place I miss is Showbiz Pizza. That pizza was really good, and Chuck E. Cheese was never the same, not even close.
Yeah, I don't, actually I have a good a friend of mine that I went to high school with
Hmm.
ended up being a big shot at Chuck E. Cheese, but I'm sorry, Chuck E. Cheese was just garbage.
Thank you. Oh, did you see online they had a recent like big brawl at a Chuck E. Cheese?
That was fun. It took
Did-
10 minutes until the cops got there to stop it.
Right? And I'm like, think of the children. Like, that was just crazy. All right. Well, now we have to switch gears to a little bit more of a serious note. So one of our dear podcaster friends, who we had no idea was sick, Tom Kyle, Mr. Ramble Redhead, who was one of the OG original gay podcasters, passed away from pancreatic cancer on April 1st. And I think that he loved the dad jokes, so he would enjoy the irony of it being on April Fool's Day. Um, and I don't know. Did you want to say anything?
Just those who knew him knew that he just loved to. He was all about the laughter. He
Mm-hmm.
was a very kind person, and just he was very kumbaya-ish. Is that right? Kumbaya-ish?
Kumbaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a real team player. Just
Mm-hmm.
loved the people around him. So, it's very sad. The cancer is horrible,
Fuck yeah.
and
Fuck
the
cancer.
thing is, it's one of those cancers that as soon as you find out you have it, they go, okay, put your affairs in order because you have a few days left.
Yeah. Nephi, that's what Nephi's partner passed of. Uh,
Yeah, my
yeah.
sister-in-law.
Yeah. I mean it and oh God, it's just awful. I got to work with Ramble. I mean obviously, we podcasted and stuff together, but I got to work on his website and kind of hang and talked with him online for a while and help him with that type of stuff. But I don't think that I mean most of us who've known him know this, but for those that didn't, it's just like it was kind of a passing thing of, oh, and he podcasted. He actually interviewed like Leslie Jordan and Eric Hyman and like big people in the military that were just, I mean, he really he was a premier podcaster and did a lot of just amazing work. I remember where he went to a gay prom and he was interviewing people at the prom and he had to do it in a closet because the music was so loud. And so he actually had like the town mayor who showed up and he took him in the closet and interviewed him. So I mean, and there was one time where he decided he was going to podcast like for 24 hours, I think it was. And during the night stretch, I actually got on the feed on Pride 48 with him and sat and just talked with him for like 4 or 5 hours just to keep him going. Um, he was really one of those people that you say that is a good person. So.
Yeah.
All right. Also, want to give a shout out to Casey Stratton. His kitty, Ron Weasley, passed away, and I think
Was
Ramble.
it an orange cat?
Yes, it was a ginger,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it found him. It was one of those like meant to be, and I think Ramble would find it, amusing that Ron Weasley was a ginger too. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to news. All right, between January 21st and February 7th, YouTube quietly removed the phrase gender identity and expression from its hate speech policy. Previously, the platform explicitly banned hate speech targeting people on their gender identity, but now the policy only mentions protections against hate based on sex, gender, or sexual orientation. The change sparked an outrage in the trans and non-binary communities, and with critics arguing that gender and gender identity are distinct. Um, and then they basically said, too bad, so sad. And there's that. All right. Yesterday was incredible. The official count is in. 5.2 million people joined in the hands-off protest nationwide. So many are asking what's next. Well, mark your calendars because April 19th is the next nationwide day of protest. Um, and yeah, so wow. I mean,
How much money did you make for the protest?
did I make from the protest?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, all those people were paid to protest.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Like somebody did the math on that and it would be like quadrillion or something like that. It would be like so massive because people were saying they gave them like $1 million a piece or something like that. God, Republicans are so fucking stupid sometimes. Anyway, but yeah, that is an incredible amount of people coming out and basically saying, fuck you, no, resist. So wonderful. All right. And now it is time for some celebrity deaths.
Oh my God. I didn't realize we were that far. I'd been scrolling.
Yes, Queen.
Well, it's just you're so damn interesting. I can't help it.
Oh,
Okay.
sweet.
First up, Val Kilmer, who played Bruce Wayne in Batman Forever. He was Jim Morrison in The Doors. Well, just go back. He did a lot of stuff
Mad Marty.
before he got weird. He was 65 years old when he died, though. That was very sad.
Yeah.
Um, and then finally, Jay North. He's the veteran actor who played the character of Dennis the Menace in the 1960s comedy sitcom
No.
Dennis the Menace. He died at 73.
I hated that character, but that was a good show.
Oh, I no, I ugh, ugh.
You know, I always wanted his mom, like when he would, there was one episode
You
where he
wanted his
just like,
mom.
where he
Gross.
just like fell on the ground and he wouldn't move or something. And I just wanted his mom to like reach down and pick him up by the hair and just
You're
march.
talking. No, this isn't Stewart. This is Dennis the Menace.
Yes.
I
Same
don't.
fucking character, basically.
Okay, I don't remember that. But okay.
Anyway, moving on. It is now time for Tom's Week. Talk to us.
Well, let's see. We finished up mid-century modern.
Hmm.
It took us a couple days after episode 9 to finish it up, just because it was a tough one. It must have been really tough for them because they were. I mean, because she first of all she actually died the same way she died in the show,
Oh.
on the way to the hospital. She had just found out she had lung cancer, um, like during the filming,
Mhm.
and so she was feeling bad, and she said, "Take me to the hospital," just like she told Nathan Lane's character, "Take her to the hospital," and she died on the way. So that was tough because then they had to come back and film the 10th episode, well, the ninth and 10th episode,
Right.
which had to be hard. So, good for them.
I
We'll
think they
see.
did a great tribute on that eighth episode for her.
Well, the 8th episode was when she was sleeping with a Judd Hirsch. It was the ninth
I think.
episode.
Sure. Hmm. Okay.
Anyway, so
They did a good
moving
job.
on American Idol, we went from showstoppers to this last week, and they cut it in half of who went to Hollywood, and now we're going on to groups this week, so we'll see that tonight. Um, on RuPaul's Drag Race, we were down to the top 5, and obviously, Rue and the producers realized that Susie Toots she had a huge online following, and they just didn't want her to win, so they got rid of her. I mean, it was weird because you're watching it going, okay, why are they going after Susie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you're doing the old Susie Toots again, and it's like, okay, that's her character. That's like telling you know what the mean one, Bianca. It's like telling Bianca, be less Bianca, and it's like, girl, that is who I am. How
Telling
can I be?
Alyssa, have less back rolls.
Yeah, back fat. Anyway, so they got rid of Susie Toots, and online was not happy about it. But
But,
and especially if you watch the episode, she was fine. The only thing that was a problem was they were finding stuff wrong. And when you're trying to get rid of somebody, you can see it. Or when they're trying to get rid of somebody, you can see it on. And it's like,
yeah.
Lexi was much worse this last episode. Well, she's always not good. I mean, she's okay, but she shouldn't be here. And Susie's, out there. I mean, just go on X, and she's everywhere, everywhere. And it's not her that's posting it; it's all the fans.
Mm.
So I was pretty pissed too. I didn't think she was going to win because I think Anya Nerve is going to win or should win.
I love that name.
Sam Star is good, but Anya Nerve she's really well rounded, but Susie should have been in the top 4. That's all I have to say. Okay, Top Chef this week, they did savory dishes made from Canadian desserts.
Ah.
So that's whatever Canadian desserts are. That'd be like you taking a pumpkin pie and making something savory out of it for an American dessert. That kind of thing. On Masked Singer this week, they unmasked Method Man. He was from the that big group during the 90s, and I can never remember the name of it. It's not the Clown Posse, it's the other one. But he was in How High and How High 2, all those drug movies back during the 90s. So I always liked him. And he's quite handsome. On the Connors this week, they brought in Jane Lynch as the lawyer who's going to try to get Dan money for Roseanne's death because of it being yeah. So basically finishing, I guess we're going to see the Connors rich again, and maybe Roseanne will magically pop out of the box or so. I don't know what's going to happen with that. And it's just, oh God, it's just couldn't, between seasons, couldn't Darlene have had like a sudden death? She's just so
I know,
and
and why do they write her character so horrible? I mean, it's one thing to be acerbic because it's funny. It's another thing to just be like the worst fucking person you could possibly be.
yeah, she reminds me of those people that's always thinking they're doing the right thing for everyone, but they're just a pain in the ass.
And then they crash the economy. I don't get it.
We finished Paradise over on Hulu. This is season 1. This is the one where they're in the giant cave after an apocalyptic situation has happened. So,
yeah. So was it a man-made apocalyptic situation?
Yes and no. According to what they told us, their Krakatoa exploded. The volcano exploded. It created a giant tsunami that took out every island in its way, and all the way down to Australia, New Zealand, and it headed, it was heading everywhere. And it's basically, the guy said, with this size tsunami, it's going to go everywhere, and then it's going to come back, and it's going to go back and
Mm,
back until it wears itself down. So uh, yeah, of course, higher areas aren't going to notice it at all. But what
right.
happened was when that was going on, everyone panicked and started shooting off missiles. I know. Oh yeah. Oh look, there's a tsunami coming. Let's blow up the world. Okay, thanks, people. And I'm sitting here thinking, I should be pissed about that, but it's obviously what they would do. So it's not like the show is making something up. I mean, they are. It's fictionalized, but it's
Yeah.
just why does everybody has to answer with a bad situation with a worse situation, something like Trump. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see then, on the Pit, we're on episode 14, so we got one episode left. We just finished because usually they're 12-hour shifts in these hospitals,
Mm,
but they had a shooter at a festival, so all the people were coming there, so everyone had to stay. But what was kind of cool is as people were working on things, here comes the next staff that comes in at, this is their, 1 and 2 hour. So that
mm.
was helpful. Uh, let's see. We'll talk about White Lotus later. The Residents with Uzo Abuda, who's from, the great actress from Orange is the New Black. Um, we're still watching it, having a good time. That's over on Netflix. We've got Alone in Antarctic, and I'll tell you, this is the thing that bothers me about all these shows. Not all of the shows, because well, even on Survivor, you know how I'm just missing my family so much. It's like,
Uh,
okay, you've been there 4 days, okay, 4 fucking days. You take longer vacations, and you don't miss the family. So shut the
mm,
fuck up. If you are this weak in the emotional department, how did you make the show? And
right.
or maybe it's the show looking for people who are going to be like just fall apart, just fall apart after a few weeks, and that's what they're
Oh
looking. Maybe
yeah. I
that's
mean,
good TV for them. But I'm tired of the blah blah blah. I'm so lonely. Blah blah blah. I miss everybody. I thought I was a loner, but now I know I need people. And it's like, oh fuck you. Leave
well,
right now.
I know when they do the casting, they look for specific personality types to fit the molds of who they need. So, but yeah, yeah, exactly.
So Survivor this week, Charity ends up going home, not expecting anything. This is the one where um, whoever gets off this week goes home, and everyone else past this is on the jury. So it's the worst time to leave.
Right.
And then I'm on season 2 of Smash, which I want to make sure I finish before I go see it live on Broadway in 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
uh, also there's a new show called The Studio over on Apple TV, and it stars Seth Rogen. He plays this guy who has become the head of a studio, but he wants to make movies like Apocalypse Now and Conclave, and all these like heavy, beautiful, wonderful movies, life-changing movies. And the studio head, who he's replacing, goes, "Oh, good news! We got the rights to Kool-Aid, so we wanted Kool-Aid to be the next Barbie movie." And it's like, oh my god, oh my god. So that's what he's up against. He's up against dealing with idiots. But then how much money did Conclave make? How much move?
Right.
So you got to be dealing with that as well. I got a suggestion from uh, Timothy to watch an hour of live performances over on YouTube, and I thought, well, it's theater.
Yeah.
I'm up for that. But what it was all the TV the live TV performances, like The Sound of Music with Carrie Underwood, and those kind of things. And most of them, unfortunately, are like with they're with by it's like a lot of Andrew Lloyd Webber shit. And I don't need to see Cats again. I don't need to see Phantom again.
Thank you for that.
And then Les Mis, which is lame Miz as far as I'm concerned. Some of it was good, but I did speed through a lot of it as well. I didn't want to watch. It's a hard knock life for me again. I just wasn't in the mood for children, I guess. I don't know what. Anyway, so yeah. And then I saw two movies this week. I saw Flow, which won Best Animated Feature at the Oscars this year. It's from France. It's about a black cat who's basically there's this big flood where it lives. So
Yeah.
so the cat is trying to find safety, get high enough for safety, can't find that, ends up in a boat with a stork, with that little cute furry thing with the big butt. It looks like a gopher, but it's not. Really fun. And then a lemur, which I don't know how there's a lemur in France, unless this wasn't in France, because I thought lemurs were basically just Africa. So anyway,
Maybe
there's
it
a
was
lemur,
too.
and it's them trying to survive in this boat after the flood. And then Wicked. So that's yeah.
Very cool.
Because what's a week without watching Wicked?
Yeah, I've been kind of toying with the watching it again.
You haven't.
It was so good that
Oh,
like
it's better.
I know that I'm just gonna be riveted to it,
It's better the second time.
Nice.
And now I'm appreciating more dancing through life in the library and less
Yeah.
less so in the Oz Dust ballroom, which yeah.
I know that they did a good job recreating it from the original, but ugh, I'm sorry, that whole ballroom scene just was like, really? Do we have to do this?
Well, it's just it's so bleh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
White
Well,
Lotus 3.
White Lotus 3. So I literally, just as I was finished signing on to talk to you, I finished the finale. And as I was saying to you, there's a lot, and there's a lot of characters on here, like the majority of them that I just thought were, God, so unredeeming. So, ugh. And yeah. So I don't want to do any spoilers.
No, I don't either. But I do want to say that one of the things, one of my favorite things of the show was the last, I guess it's like the last four episodes, where the father, who's obviously he's going to go to jail, and the family. So then the mother's like, Parker Posey, oh, I could never live a different lifestyle than what I've got now. So then he thought, okay, I need to kill her and me. I'll kill her and me. And then the oldest son goes, oh well, yeah, you're my whole life, and everything I know is because of you. I would be nothing without you. Okay, now he's got to kill him, and and it was just like every week he's like, okay, now I've got to kill another one of the family.
Oh, and then the daughter.
Yeah,
We
but
won't
yeah,
go into
don't give any
that.
spoilers. So,
Yeah.
but that was really, really funny.
Mhm.
And then I since nothing really, the three girls,
Mhm.
um, I think I understand them, because when they first came on, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hate these three characters.
Yeah.
But I really kind of like them because they go through, they each of them goes through a lot,
Mhm.
and ultimately they realize that fuck it, they're just friends,
Yeah.
and it's like, I can't expect you to live my life, and you can't expect me to live your life, and and you are just friends, and that's what you are.
Yeah.
And love it, hate it, we're friends, and we're always going to be friends because we've been friends for so long. And
Right.
that was really cool, because there were scenes throughout the thing that I was really into with them.
Mhm.
And um And I think for the three actresses, they got a really good chance to do
Mm-hmm.
something kind of cool that wasn't, yeah, because their arc is never a huge arc. It was just this burning ember, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I really like them. And then and then some of the other little minor characters, the bucktooth girl, ultimately I ended up liking,
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
because she was lawfully good.
Mm-hmm.
She was really a good character. But one thing I will say, about last night's episode was when the the older brother talks to the younger brother,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going, look, I just don't want to talk about any of this at all. And he goes, oh, well, you just looked like you were so out of place, and I just wanted you to, well, I'm such a person pleaser. And
Right.
it's like, I laughed so hard. And I looked at Sean, I go, next time I get in trouble doing something I shouldn't do, I'm going to go, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm such a people pleaser.
Uh-huh.
And so that was a hilarious moment for me. For me, I thought that was like too good to be true. And
Yeah.
then the reveals, and what ends up happening at the end, so much of it was expected.
Right.
um yeah, it was this one is so much better than the first two.
Yeah.
Even though I hate everybody, it's still so much better than the first
Well,
two.
isn't that the thing is like we like this show, and yet usually we hate most of the characters and stuff that are on it. It's just it's kind of
Well,
yeah.
what it is it's the writing and the
Mm,
editing. They make us hate these people, but we still want to know what their dirty little secrets are. And
right.
I think that's kind of like, when you look at, in a work environment, there's people you hate, but you do want to hear the dirt about them.
Uh
So,
yeah.
and I think that's kind of where it comes through, and I think that's the talent of Mike Lee
Mm,
and his team, that that make us. I mean, think about it. I mean, when is there anything that you hate something so much, but you still want to know what's going on?
right.
It doesn't happen very often, and it takes a real talent to make us want that. So, yeah.
I think one of the other things that I find interesting about this is that through all the three series, everybody's reading books, like real books. And I'm like, is this something that you're putting in here deliberately? I don't
Well,
know.
I mean,
It's just weird because you just don't see people really out with the book anymore. It's always on the
oh,
phone or the
girl,
tablet or something like that.
that's because you don't
What?
have
Vacation?
vacations.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You go to a
I just can't
resort, and
afford things like
everybody,
that.
you've got all these women sitting around with a softback, paperback book, reading something.
Is it mine?
It's weird.
Yeah.
No, it's not yours. No.
Sad. They'd like it. All right. Well, that was White Lotus, and well, we'll see what happens with four in a year and a
Well,
half.
now they're talking about doing an all-star where they bring back certain characters from all three things to a new, but it's like, you can do that. I enjoyed that with a little bit with the
Gary.
masseuse and Gary,
Mm,
and then just that's kind of fun, because it's like, oh, why are they here?
uh,
And but that's right, they are connected. And so, but I think that the whole family, the bankrupt family, going on vacation again is not a likelihood. And the three women, I think,
mm.
as much as they love each other now, they'll never go on vacation again together.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably.
so 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 yeah, it's gonna be it'll be, I want to see a whole new group of people.
Yeah. Gosh, I keep wanting to make comments, but I don't want to do anything that's going to be a spoiler.
Right. Now I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Okay, so into my week, I binge watched The Bondsman, which is on Amazon with starring Kevin Bacon and a lot of good, celebs. Um, it is Yeah, so basically the premise is that he is a bondsman. He goes after a couple bondsmen, and you find this in the first 5 minutes, so it's not really a spoiler. Anyway, he gets killed, and it's really gross. And then he comes back to life, and he's caught up in, so he has to figure all that out. And it turns out, well, he is now he went to hell, and he's now resurrected to fight demons, to track them down, and because they're escaping from hell. So he's now basically a demon hunter. Uh,
Oh, well, now it sounds good.
I know, actually, it is really good. As much as there is some dialogue and stuff like that, you're just like, you could have workshopped that a bit. It is a good show. Kevin is great in it. But it's just one of those, like, take a weekend, binge it, or if you're into episodic, do it over a week. It's a good show. It's a good, solid, just fun show. Um, let's see. Then I watched Wheel of Time. This
Boo.
is the next to last episode, the penultimate episode, I guess it is. And it is there's elements that are really great, but the story just like, okay, come on, just do something already. So, of course, I think the last episode, I think it's only 8 episodes, so I think the next episode will be the last one. So you know that it's just going to be explosive, and all this stuff is going to be great, and you're going to just have a fabulous ending after you suffered through episodes where you're just bored. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'm like, just kill each other already. Whatever. Spring Baking Championship. I am caught up with the new one, and I love Priya. You're caught up on this, yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Priya is the one who's all like, "Oh yeah, I look like Mindy Kaling," and I know it's a joke, but yeah, she's really fun. I like her. I'm not. The rest are just like, I don't know, filler.
Yeah, well, nobody's really, I'm rooting for yet. I need to
Right.
get down to like the last six, five or
Yeah.
six, and then it's kind of like Survivor. Don't ask me who I like. I mean, unless it's,
Yeah. Well,
visually, if
mhm.
and like on this, there's like nothing visually to look at.
I know. I was thinking that. I'm like, where's all the cute gay guys that you have like every season? There's like none. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and that usually carries me through on these
Hmm.
reality shows for at least the first few episodes that are kind of boring.
Yeah.
But anymore, this is my new thing, because you know these people. Oh no, my cake failed. I have to do it again. Oh, do I have enough
Hmm.
time? Oh, what am I going to do? And then, and you know what I'm screaming now? Go home. That's what you're going to do. You
Uh,
need to leave. And I do that on Alone. I do it on Survivor. I do it
mm.
on the baking shows. I do it on Top Chef now. And next week when we start Project Runway, I'll be doing that on that too.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I want to see that. Um, yeah, on this one, I mean, I just watched like what, 10 seasons of it or something like that, and there it got really good. I mean, they had on some really good quality, like amazing, just creating great things. And then I'm watching this, and I'm just like, y'all aren't y'all need to step up your decorations and stuff, because this is just
Y'all,
not interesting.
y'all.
Yeah, y'all need to do that. Anyway, but I do like Priya, and well, anyway, I will keep watching. Jesse's on there, so. All right, and then The Amazing Race, I caught up on that. So gay. So many
Okay,
gay
okay,
teams.
wait. Speaking of Jesse,
Yeah,
how about that shit that Dolph,
Dolph
his
Lundgren.
makeup thing
Oh, what?
when he comes in as Jesse?
Oh, yeah. Duff.
It was disturbing. It was
It
very disturbing.
it was. I mean, it took me a second to realize it was him before,
Really?
I was, well, I mean, I
I
thought
mean, it could.
it
That's
was
true. It could
animatronic
have.
weirdness or something,
It
but
could have been the older drunk woman.
that's true. Although she's not judging on this one, but yeah.
Wait, is she? Yes, she is.
No. Oh, is she?
Yes,
Oh,
it's.
yes, yeah. I'm sorry. I started watching the spring one too, and so I'm
Wait,
confused.
this is the spring
Yeah,
one.
summer one.
Oh my God, you're
It
drunk,
was
aren't
the
you?
first summer one that I started watching, and it had, of course, Carla, who I love, and Duff. But then it had
Carrie Underwood.
some blonde woman who just like the others were like, oh, this is really great, and your flavors are great, and you did a wonderful job. And she would be the one to be like, I didn't like it. You had a grain of salt somewhere. And just like she just couldn't be nice about anything. Anyway, moving on. Hmm. To what? Okay. So Amazing Race, gay, gay, gay. Unfortunately, the lesbian nurses left, and I was really rooting for them, but and the I don't know. There's a couple gay teams that are really great. Pretty much all the characters racers are great this time. And they're not being dicks the way that in the early season people were such dicks to foreign people. I don't know. It's gotten better.
Oh, you
Um,
mean Damaris Phillips,
who's that? Oh,
the
was that the
country.
first one on the summer?
She's the country one. Yeah.
She was so awful. She's the one, when you're sitting there talking back to the screen, her is the one I was talking back to last night. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
moving on. The Mechanic. So I watched The Mechanic. I think it was 2011 with Jason Statham. It is just one of those, it's a Jason Statham movie. They're all the same. He's like a specially trained hitman, and he's out there. Somebody double crosses him, and he causes havoc and goes after them and blows them up.
How often did he have his shirt off?
In this one, twice, which was sad.
Okay.
And then but I actually, I mean, I really like a lot of, it's the same movie with just different, locations and things to blow up. But I really like him in his movies. Um,
Oh yeah, I do too. I just want him to be naked more often.
yes, me too. Well, he was naked in I watched The Mechanic Resurrection, which was the
The
sequel.
mechanic with an erection? What?
Yes, that would have been nice. Um, and it was like you could tell that they did not have the budget that they did with the first one because there was just like the soundtrack was off. There was a forced love story with an actress who couldn't act her way out of a paper bag.
You remember Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh yeah, my mom was really into him.
Yeah, the only reason to watch the show was because he was gonna get naked-ish,
Hmm.
and remember when he did the splits up on top of a countertop,
Yes.
and all I could think about was I'm running between the underneath. I want to run
Ah,
underneath.
yeah.
And yeah, so but I think that's the thing is that these guys have to realize that you have to be naked more often.
Yeah, well,
And on Jason Momoa less often.
thank you. Um, I think that a lot of the like Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that, they're getting that because they are giving us man finally. But with this, well, I mean, it was 2011, so maybe they didn't catch on. But in the Resurrection, he actually did have his clothes off more, but I don't know. He looked different. But
Well, it's kind of like Reacher. I mean, nobody wants to watch Reacher because of the actor.
right. Well, it is a really, yeah. I mean, it's a fun series, but if it wasn't him, who cares?
And I
I
think,
probably wouldn't watch it.
and you could almost do that with Tracker too, I think. Although
Yeah.
I, I do like the show. I think it would be a good show, but I think actually he's a good actor. So I think because of his acting and because the body thing doesn't do anything for me at all with him.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he's
so
okay. He's nice, but
but yes, even on network television, they're starting to find that we're gonna have Kathy Bates in like a crop top with no time at all.
yeah. Well,
Oh, did you watch it
Tracker.
this week, by the way?
No, I haven't caught up. I actually found it in my feed again, so I'm going to try to catch up on it this week.
Okay, the last episode, you're gonna shit your pants.
Oh,
Just letting you
lovely.
know, shit your pants.
Okay, I will do that. But yeah,
Just
I want to catch
watch
up.
for the Johnson file.
Okay.
Shit your pants.
No.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, Mechanic Resurrection. Watch the Mechanic. The other one,
Where were they? Are they on
they're on
Prime?
Amazon. They're on Prime. The
Okay.
Mechanic Resurrection is you have to rent, but the other one's free. Uh,
Ooh, rent it.
yeah, I know. Well, I mean, you could probably it might be on like HBO or something like that, but on Amazon I had to actually pay for it, and it was not worth it.
Oh my God.
So Mid-Century Modern, I've watched it through a second time, and I'll probably watch it a third or a fourth. I am really loving the show. I'm glad that Tom told me that they have a second season. It's
It's
already
listed.
listed, so I am down for that. It's so nice to go from all the bullshit and the heavy stuff, and then just go to this fun, light, gay, positive comedy show. Did you like the politician episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm sad that Linda isn't going to be part of it, but you did get to see her flip off Carla from Cheers. So, I mean, that is pretty priceless right there.
Well, the thing is that for me, I
Hmm.
loved my favorite episode was the new maid episode
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
she goes, well, you know what? The fact is that there's not just three people living here,
Mhm.
there's four people living here. And a woman of age is fighting every day of her life to be noticed. And I'm not going to deal with that in my own home.
Yeah.
And I thought,
It was
what a
wonderful.
great moment for,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, that's, and the things that they had her do were not, they were dealing with, the scene with Carla where they're dealing with the fact that one of their third friend is now
Mhm.
dementia bound and she's gone into a home and that they she says, well, the good thing is we've got gay sons, so we'll never be in a home.
Right.
And then she dies 2 episodes later.
I know that was so sad.
it
It
was
was
it was it was almost it was almost like there was a premonition with the writers.
could yeah, actually and that's the thing is that why Linda's character was so pivotal in this is because everything that she did was interesting. And those storylines, I wanted to see more of her and that. Anyway, but
Right.
it's just fun. Anyway, then I watched a couple episodes of Blake's Seven with Heather. It is a 1970s sci-fi, and I think we're nearing the end of season one, and it's just fun. Once you get past those first few really rough, what the fuck episodes, it's really fun. So definitely, it's on Amazon. It's free. Give it a watch if you like, the old sci-fi silly stuff. And I didn't get to see Daredevil, so we'll talk about that next time. All righty. Did you have you what caught up on that, or are you
No, no,
bothering?
we stopped watching it. We
Uh,
got 3 episodes in, and it's like, do you want to watch Daredevil? No, okay, either do I.
See, that's the thing that's kind of sad is it is really good, but they have that thing where one episode is just like, oh, who the fuck cares? And then the next episode's like packed with shit. So I don't know. All right, moving on. Advice. I wanted to share my thoughts on a troubling trend I've noticed in our community, the rise of anti-sex puritanism. It's both infuriating and absurd to see people complaining about something as harmless as shirtless guys or using words like degenerate to describe artists like Lil Nas X. The terms once weaponized against us by right-wing televangelists like Jerry Falwell and Pat Robertson in the 90s. If someone personally prefers more chaste lifestyle, or G-rated content, that's entirely their choice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But shaming others and trying to sanitize our culture in some misguided attempt to win over conservative megatypes is getting ridiculous. No one is being forced to consume sexually charged media. So why push to police what others enjoy? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks for the great discussions on every show.
Uh, I mean, I do think that it really comes down to what they always say: if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But you go back, you look back at Saturday Night Live, back during the '70s when it was funny and edgy, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden it stopped being edgy. Um, I don't mind edginess. I mean, that's one thing I was really surprised in mid-century modern was that they were still gay men.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't trying to. I mean, they PG-13'd it, but it's still there. It's still, it's like when Matt Boomer says, or they go, okay, we'll turn her bedroom into a gym, and then he's like, well, I like that idea of a gym, but who am I going to cruise? You two?
All right.
That's the kind of, I think that's kind of funny, and it's still keeping it there, but it's not saying, I want to shave my balls in the steam room and give head.
Yeah.
And I don't think you need that on a sitcom,
Right.
but there's still place for that. And as far as Little Nas X, the thing is that everybody, the gays love him, and everybody else hates him because he doesn't give a shit,
Right. Well,
and
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 that's
that
what,
bothers them because he doesn't give a shit.
yeah, that's one of the things I loved about him is, well, still do, is that they said, okay, so you came out, you did a little something that was risque, now dial it back. And then he went even gayer and nakeder. And I really like his work. And it has nothing to do with the fact that he's hot. It has to do with the fact that he is pushing the envelope. And every time someone says, stop, go back, he pushes farther. Same, Madonna did the same thing,
Sure,
you know,
Madonna did the same thing.
and
Lizzo did the same thing.
Lady Gaga is doing the
Sure,
same
they
thing.
right.
It's just like, fuck you. And those are the people that, become our icons. It's, yeah, very fun. It's kind of like when I was on the school paper and I would write something about gay students or, something gay, basically. And then I would have the editor come and say, okay, school paper, so let's dial it back and do something not gay. And well, I pushed and did something even gayer. So sometimes you just gotta be gay. Anyway, same thing.
Always bring it
Bottom
back to
line,
you.
I know, of course, that's because it's all about me. But the bottom line is, yeah, if you don't like looking at shirtless guys, okay, whatever. Don't look at shirtless guys.
No,
Turn
but you
that
know
shit
what?
off on your feed.
But the other thing is, if it's, okay, like for instance, right now on the games I play on my iPad,
Uh-huh.
when they give me a commercial, they're giving me bra commercials. They're giving
Oh,
me, older women trying to get rid of the bloat commercials.
well,
But they're all shirt, crop top. They're in
mhm.
yoga pants. Their boobs are hanging out, and they nobody has a problem with that.
Yeah, you know what I have a big problem with? I have a match three game that I play, and when it goes into commercials, it is playing sexualized, like, the Modern Family moms, and like Wilma Flintstone. They're only sectionalized, but there was like one where it's like a find the differences, like find the 10 differences between the two photos, and then like there's Wilma Flintstone standing in a bathroom over a pile of shit and like shaking her boobs. Now that I find really offensive.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm like, I can't believe that you're putting this on a game that, anyway.
Well, I don't understand. There's still this big thing about just seeing a guy shirtless.
Yeah, my
That
entire feed is shirtless.
and but yet when it's a chick in a bikini, they can't get enough.
And we're talking about gay guys too. So, anyway. All right, moving on. Timothy writes, "Hey Chubs, what gives you hope these days?" Let's not all speak at once.
Well, I think
5 million people
the
going out and
silence
marching gives me hope.
the silence was deserving. Yeah, the 5 million people
Mhm.
going out in March on Saturday gives me hope.
Yep.
But then when Trump is asked, "Oh, what do you think about that?" "Oh, they're just being paid.
Yeah,
Somebody's paying them to go out there."
paid
And
actors.
and then they said, "Well, how do you feel about the stock market? It's flailing, it's falling, it's crashing." And he goes, "Oh, well, sometimes you have to take your medicine if you're sick.
Yeah.
And when you do, you get better." Oh, by the way, did anyone notice that I won my golf tournament this weekend?
He wins like every golf tournament, like every weekend. I think
Well,
he
no, it's not even
plays.
going to a golf tournament. He's just going and playing golf because, he sat there and made fun
Yeah.
of Obama doing it, and
Hmm.
he's made fun of all these people going out and playing golf. But when he does it, it's different.
There's a site dedicated to how much time that he plays
Well, and how much
golf in
money? How
his
much money is because
millions
anytime
of
he goes,
time.
he's got the Secret Service. He's got to take the special plane. He's
Hmm.
got to, it's all
They
just
stay at his hotels and he jacks up the prices for
right, right.
them. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's what gives me hope is seeing what happened this last weekend. It was really moving. All right. Hey, Chubbs, Timothy wants to know what are your non-sexual turn-ons? Well, really good food, cake and pizza.
Okay, that's
But
not really good food, but go ahead.
it is to me. I am a basic
Exactly.
bitch when it comes to food, and I'm okay with that. Uh, really, it is somebody thinking of me and like doing something like, hey, you know, for no reason, I saw this little rubber ducky and it reminded me of you, and thinking of me when it's not like a birthday or Christmas or something. Just somebody thinking of me when they didn't need to. That really is kind of my love language. Anyway, how about you?
I would say that like I remember I I was like really turned on when we walked from our hotel down to Times Square last year, and
Yeah.
we're just standing. And you got to do the 360 when you go to Times Square at least once. And it was just like, oh my God, the same thing when we go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
We there's when you get to the hotel, actually right off the out of the airport, I usually wait with the bags. And Sean goes gets the car, and I'll be sitting out there, and there's just this gorgeous view from the thing, and it's those kind of things really I love, and I don't know if it gives me a mental hard on, but it does give me much pleasure.
Yeah, you get that chill, that serotonin going. Yeah, really good music will do that for me too. Okay, hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know, say you lived in place that I guess a place that bartered, oh, instead of using money, what would your contribution be? Oh God, I'd be screwed.
Like, because you just think it's going to be sex.
Well, if somebody was into that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't do
Cleaning in time would be mine, I guess.
yeah.
I can clean things.
Yeah, I feel I've got nothing of worth, you know, nothing that you could pass across the table and people go, oh yeah. I guess I would probably grow a lot of weed
Hey,
and
that's a
yeah,
skill.
yeah.
You do good. Well, you did good. Do you even do that anymore?
Well, we ended up with so much of it, and now it's so cheap. It's actually cheaper to buy it than to grow it.
Hmm.
I mean, you can because you can get an ounce of weed for under $50 now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's
Where
legal. Mhm.
you know, yeah, I mean, it used to be 150 $200 for an ounce, and now it's
Hmm.
cheap, cheap, cheap.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know if we'd survive, but the weed, yeah, you'd be good. All right. I remember Easter memories.
Eastern memories. Um, let's see. I remember we were up in Lake Tahoe, so I was third grade, and we went to this big Easter egg hunt thing that they had, and I had an egg that had what looked kind of more like a uh, yin and yang symbol on it, but it looked like an eight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the one egg hadn't been found, and that was egg number eight. And they said, no, that's not an eight. And I remember I was kind of bummed about that.
Oh.
But I used to I mean I didn't decorate a whole lot, but what I did like to do was like take I'd have my mom save the eggshells when she was making egg anything with eggs,
Mhm.
and then I would dye them with the egg dye, and then I would get a branch and make a egg tree, and then I remember I learned how to um, where you can keep the egg intact and you just blow the egg,
Oh
and so
yeah.
where you poke each end of it and then you just blow the egg out,
Mhm.
or you got to swirl around to break the yolk, and then it once the yolk and the it's all clear, then you can do that, and then you've got like nice whole eggs that are
Mm.
dyed, but they're not you're not ruining, you don't have to hard boil them basically.
Right.
And I used to like doing that, but I hated the oh I hated the grass, that grass stuff. I just hated. But but one thing I remember was I always loved it, and this is the old days when you could actually bring stuff to school,
Mm.
and how on Easter we'd end up with multiple cupcakes that were covered in coconut green coconut grass, and then they had either um, jelly beans on it, or they had
Mhm.
like a little foil chocolate eggs on it. But we'd end up with multiples of those on the because we were always off the week before Thanksgiving. So the Friday before Good Friday was our last day of school. before Easter, and we used to just have tons of cupcakes.
Um, that's very cool. Um, for me, I so when I was a little kid, my I would come down on Easter morning and the bunny would have visited, but what we had this huge old Duncan Fife table with a bunch of leaves in it and stuff. And my mom would decorate it with the grass, but she would have it spread like practically over the entire table. And then in it would be all the little candies and jelly beans and this and that. And then it would be like Easter or chocolate bunnies, and then those hard sugar like
Peeps,
eggs with the
peeps. Oh,
seams in them,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the not a Fabergé, but that type of thing. And there would be those, and then there would be like little toys, little tiny toys and little chickens and little things like that. And she would do that, and I swear it was like walking into magic. It was just so huge and neat and like so much to see. She just did such an amazing job with that. And of course, I remember one year where I came down while she was still doing it, and she was like, told me to get back up to your room right now because I almost scared the Easter bunny away because I didn't know it was her when I was a little kid, but then I did. And then when we didn't have money anymore, um, it actually kind of like so around 12, 13, it switched to me, and I was the one who would like scrape my pennies together to put something together, for Easter. And then now every year I make her a basket and I get Peeps for Clint. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, and strawberry Starburst jelly beans are his favorite too. So, and that's all I do. Yeah.
So,
The bunny don't come for me, girl.
are you a chop? What?
The bunny don't come for me, but I come
Yeah.
for others. Wait, that came out wrong.
Ew.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what were you asking?
Um, you got to tickle the little balls, the little furry balls.
There
That'll
you
get him to
go.
come for you.
Uh,
No. Uh, ears or tail?
oh, ears.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand why anyone eats the ass first.
Well, but yeah, no, when it's a
Okay,
chocolate
I'm sorry.
bunny,
I'm
those
sorry
ears
when
are the first thing that go.
I'm sorry when the ass is covered. It looks like chocolate. Okay, I'm going for the ears. Um,
Yep.
so
Yeah. And
did you?
milk chocolate. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
like dark
yeah.
chocolate.
I'll take the white chocolate.
Yeah, that's fine
Yeah,
too.
but I don't like much dark chocolate unless there's coconut involved.
Oh,
Like a
good. Yeah.
Mounds. A
Mhm.
Mounds is okay.
Something sweet to counterbalance the bitter.
Yes, yeah, and but uh, Easter has it's weird because Easter has a lot of really good candy, and then it's got a lot of really bad candy.
Oh yeah.
You remember
That
those
Palmer chocolate.
but no, it's the Palmer chocolate's fine. It's the big eggs that that look like jelly beans, but they're filled with marshmallow cream, and they're so thick
Oh
and they're
yeah.
horrible.
I forgot about
Um,
those.
yeah, those things. And I'm not a big jelly bean fan anyway. I like jelly bellies, but
Yeah,
not the jelly beans. So
same.
I didn't like that shit. And but I do like they do chocolate pretty well. And
Mm,
I don't like Peeps.
no.
And so yeah, they have some good chocolate because I like the little chocolate eggs with the foil wrap chocolate eggs. Those are really
Those
yummy.
can be good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just there's a lot of good. I mean, it's Brian goes out after Easter and stocks up because he hits them all. I can't do that this year because I'll be in New York, but you
Ah,
know, I'll be thinking about it. Actually, I could probably hit a grocery store. I mean, like a corner market and see if they've got stuff marked down. For the room, a
right.
bag of oh, what was the okay? What are the brands? It's Hershey's.
I love
It's
the
Palmer.
Yeah.
It's Cadbury. The Cadbury foiled chocolate eggs are excellent. The ones with the cream in it are gross.
See, I won't do the Cadbury eggs anymore. I actually did tried one again this year just to
The
they
cream eggs.
changed it. I don't like them anymore. I
Well, it
fucking
it
loved them when I was a kid.
well, you probably loved it because it reminds you of a butthole that's filled with, marshmallow cream.
Mm,
But it's disgusting to me. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't lay it down. It won't sit down. You have to eat the whole thing in one thing, and
that's
you're
right.
so sugar grossed out. It was not my favorite.
I loved them, but they changed something now and it's just sticky goo. I just don't like them anymore.
I think you got shamed out of liking them.
No, there was a change. There was something. Anyway, but I love the bags of the Hershey bars, the little Hershey bars, the fun size.
Oh
And
yeah,
but I will toss those specials right in the trash. They are so nasty. It's a waste of space.
the specials.
Yeah, the special, the Hershey's, there's
Oh yeah,
Hershey,
yeah.
Mr. Goodbar,
Okay, you're talking about the
the
the dark
special
chocolate
dark
ones. Yeah.
can't they aren't even dark chocolate. There's just something nasty. It's like all the leftovers. Okay, well, that was interesting. And now what's in your lunchbox? Well, Mr. Moose wrote in, thankfully, and said had a plate of chicken marsala, lots of fresh grated cheese, and a good amount of garlic. Really hit the spot. That, yeah, that looks really good. I'm not a
Oh
big,
my.
not a
Oh
big
my.
fan, but I would eat that. Absolutely.
I'm noodles.
Yeah.
I'm noodly crazy.
Yeah. Haven't had anything special this week food wise, but this salad tasted good. The ranch dressing tasted homemade.
Well, it looked like it's homemade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, carrots I could do without.
Oh, it's shredded carrots. What do you even know? It's the
Uh,
olives. The olives need to
now,
go.
see, I was gonna say that I know a lot of people that don't like the olives, but I don't mind the olives.
Yeah, I remember somebody very special that didn't like olives.
Hmm. I don't know who.
Tom. Tom didn't like olives.
Well, I
He
know he
didn't
didn't like pickles.
pickles and olives. I
I
remember
didn't know about the olives, but I
I'm
know
pretty
the
sure it's
pickles because he got
olives.
teased a lot about it.
Well, the pickles are gross on things. You can eat them individually, that's fine, but they shouldn't be on other things.
You
And
know what
and
I Go ahead.
and the green bell pepper has to go too.
Oh, see
Oh wait,
that
what am I
I wouldn't
saying? I'm
mind
not
that
even
either.
I can't even stand the smell of cucumbers now. I'm gonna have the lettuce and
What?
the carrots with that mousse dressing.
That's nice. Yeah.
That's fine for me. Oh, the
Uh,
tomatoes okay too. But no, olives are horrible.
you know
Olives
what I
just gross.
hated is when you get one of those little hamburgers from McDonald's and there's like 5 or 6 pickles on it. I'm like,
Ugh.
it's a pickle sandwich apparently, because ew.
Well, the pickles outdo the meat. That's the problem.
Well, and I like 2 pickles. 2 pickles is fine, but 5, 6, no, thank you. All right. Well, send us go over to facebook.com/Chubs Gone Wild and see the What's in Your Lunchbox photos that Mr. Moose sent in. And thank you, Moose. We really appreciate that. Find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find my other projects at justkisstheguy.com. Find all of our links at allmylinks.com/Chubs Gone Wild. And give us an email at
ChubsGoneWild@gmail.com. And if you're watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Yes, Queen. All right. Well, we've knocked out another one, and we only have one more to go before Tom goes on vacation. Yay! It's a good thing. Oh, it's weird. It's like hands coming out from everywhere.
I know, just to mess my hair.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you, and we will catch you in a week. All right. Bye.
Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 Network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.